Hey guys, Haz here bringing you another video. Now welcome to, I'm going to say, a classic League discussion. Is that there's not going to be any gameplay. Unfortunately, I've got zero spare. With obviously all my dental problems, all the gameplay is having to go as actual videos at the moment. So if you want to minimize this video, treat it as kind of like a podcast, that is completely fine. But before you do, if you can smash the like button, that would be really handy. Anyway, today we're going to talk about ranked in general. So obviously there's the whole rank changes that are going to be coming out. We've spoken about them before, but I think we're going to talk about them again with like fresher opinions. I probably haven't made a video specifically on all the changes that they're making about ranked for a month or two, and I'll say I'm making this video for a very specific reason. Is me and Ed, who is the head of ranked, we have kind of set the day for our kind of discussion talk Q&A for the upcoming Saturday. So this video should be coming out on a Sunday. So on when it would be the 1st of December, we should be having a conversation about ranked. We'll be doing some Q&A with him, and I'll be obviously taking your guys' questions that you left on the QT to do that. And I will say I've already asked him one question, and it's made me a little bit worried, if I'm honest, and I'll get into that one question a little bit later. But what I'm going to be doing is just going through every single little change that they're making once again and just kind of giving a more updated opinion. You know, I've thought about this stuff a lot. You know, it's literally my job to play ranked, I guess, for a living and play League for a living. So yeah, I've thought about this stuff a lot. And I'm sure you guys have too. So each topic, feel free in the comment section to let me know what you think of each topic as well. Because I've said in the past, is I'm actually pretty happy with a lot of the changes that Riot are doing. It's just obviously one main one that I'm not. But let's just also, before we get into that, why play ranked? Because it's a discussion as well that it could be a whole video by itself. Is there's a large portion of my audience that aren't ranked players, or they don't see the need or anything like that. The first thing I say is that's completely fine. Because League is a video game, and you want to play the video game how you want. If you want to play it casually, you want to play it kind of hardcore, you want to be in the middle, you know, you can do it any way you want. But ranked mode, and why I play it so much, is because it is kind of it's the most serious, obviously, way to play League, which, you know, could be overtaken by Clash mode. I am going to be hopefully playing Clash mode tonight. I'm recording this on Sunday, technically my day off. But yeah, so maybe Clash mode will become more serious, and maybe that's Riot's plan. But as of, you know, the last 8 odd years, solo queue has been pretty much the most competitive thing in the game. So that's where, I guess, the most competitive players end up. It's also where you can obviously test yourself the most. And, you know, is it a true test? Yes and no. The reason why I think it, you know, when I say, is solo queue a true test, and some people will say no, is because obviously you're an individual, you could be very good, but your teammates are holding you down. But then the counterpoint to that is League is a team game and everybody else is in the same position. So, you know, whenever I have a low rating player complain to me, I'm low rating because of others, I say, it's not true, because everybody else who climbs has the exact same experience as you do, but we managed to climb. You know, every unranked to diamond, I don't really struggle with climbing because you just play smart, you put your head down and play smart. And the vast majority of people that ever say to me that they're stuck and they don't deserve and they're better, it's always the stereotypical, they're like a Zed or a Katarina or a Yasuo playing low rating when they probably just shouldn't be playing that champion. It's just not good for them. I'm not saying it's a bad champion in general, just for them it probably isn't worth it. Even if you've got a great KDA, KDA means soddle when the whole aim of the game is killing the Nexus, is the victory. Kills don't do that. Objectives do, working together does, and that type of thing. So that's why I play ranked. It's just the most competitive experience in the game, what League offers. You know, I started playing ranked technically in Season 1. I played 6 games of ranked in Season 1. I lost all 6. I didn't play any more. Season 2, I played a bit more. Maybe about 150 games in total, there or abouts. And I ended silver, well, it was a different rank system back then, but I ended basically 1 game away from gold. And then from Season 3 is when I've been diamond. And another thing I want to say about ranked is I saw in the comment section, again, you occasionally get toxic people or whatever. And again, I accept that. I'm an internet content creator. The internet's a kind of an anonymous place that people feel they'll need to be edgy or whatever. But I have seen a couple comments going, does that mean Huz hasn't improved from Season 3? The answer to that is no, that's a very silly point. Not just to defend myself, but just in general. If you take even pros, from nowadays pros to Season 3 pros, the current pros would absolutely wreck past pros. Even if you took the same pro player, you take Faker in Season 3, when Faker got all of his fame and stuff was Season 3, and you take Season 8/9 Faker, current day Faker would absolutely obliterate that old one. The general concept of, oh, you haven't improved is so silly because no, it just means everybody's improving. Is that it's not the fact that, like, yes, so let's say this is the natural line of the game. It's naturally everybody's getting more skillful. Whenever you're new to ranked or whenever you're finding your groove, you'll probably spike, right? You'll spike above the natural increase of skill in League of Legends. So for me, that was Season 2 to 3. Is I was a silver player, so I was below the natural skill, and then I spiked way above it. And even though I'm still way above the average, I'm still going in that like parallel line with the game. Is I'm a better player now than I was in Season 3. I have a different play style because, you know, I am trying to change it back. But Season 3, I was an aggressive player playing assassins, and then for the past couple of years, I played like more strategic champions, you know, teamfight champions, or, you know, pick champions like Malzahar and stuff. And like I've mentioned before, I vow I'm not playing those. I'm going to be going back on Assassins in Season 9. Not every game, but they're going to be definitely part of my champion pool. But so that's just another point. Again, this video is just an open discussion about the ranked in general, then we'll get into the changes. But yeah, so the premise is, yes, I have improved, like everybody's improved. Everybody's improving every single year. You know, if you want any evidence of this, just go watch the League of Legends World Championship finals from the early seasons. I can guarantee nearly easily that if you watch the Season 1 World Final, most of you watching it would probably go, Jesus, a full team of golds nowadays would probably beat those. Maybe they wouldn't, but I would probably say if you got a kind of competent full platinum/diamond team from nowadays, they would give a run for their money to the Season 1 World Championships who were Fnatic back then. The game has increased dramatically in skill, like every game does, by the way. If you look at any game in history, when launch day happens on a brand new game, everyone's trash. But you give that game 10 odd years, like League of Legends has had, everybody gets better. You know, that's the point. Every rank means more every single season. So Challenger means more today than it did in Season 3. Diamond means more today than it did in Season 3 or 2 or whatever. Like, that's the point. So anyway, that's just something that's worth clearing up. But I imagine most of you probably knew all that already, but it's to the people that don't, or just don't understand the general premise of betterness. Even, you know, in everyday life, the average human is getting smarter. The average, in football, if you took a current day football premiership team and made them play against a team in the 60s, the current team would beat that team. Fitness levels go up. Everything goes up. So it's just development in itself, even though it's the same level, technically. So let's get into the changes. So let's go into first the proposed good changes. So I actually think two of the best changes that Riot are doing is, one, the placement games. And I will say the reason why they're doing these changes, if, you know, just to be completely out in the open why it's happening, and again, I think Sat Magic may have confirmed this last time I spoke to him, it's to help the more casual player that may want to get into ranked, or it's an incentive to get into ranked. So right now, ranked is quite daunting, and I imagine maybe some people, you know, feel free in the comments, why don't you play ranked? And if this is you, then maybe these changes will help you, right? If you don't play ranked, well, placement games are very stressful. You know, you have 10 games completely in the dark. You don't know what rating you're going to be at all. You can have a general idea if you're looking up the rating of the game. Every game is like, oh, I've got a silver 2 mid laner in this game. I've got a silver 4 AD carry. Okay, I'm going to be somewhere around there. You can kind of guess, but it's never sure. And you know, the anxiety and the dread, I guess, that comes from it is quite high to a lot of people. Even I had ranked anxiety back in Season 1 and Season 2. And obviously I fixed that by just playing a lot of ranked. The more you do it, the more it becomes normal. The more normal something is, the less you're anxious about it, usually. So the way that the new placements are going to be is you have still the 10 games, but after your first game, it's going to give you a minimum rank. So on your profile, I guess, after game 1 of your placement games, it will tell you your minimum gonna get, I don't know, gold 4. So you'll know for the next 9 games, the lowest rating you can get, even if you lose all 9 games from then on, you'll minimum get gold 4, because that's what it told you after game 1. I think this is a really good change, because again, I do think it's going to make people play ranked more, because the anxiety level should go down after game 1. Like, obviously, game 1, a lot of people are still going to be nervous about, but I reckon if you can get yourself through game 1, and then you know, I minimum get that, and I'll say, even if you're disappointed with that rank, even if you're like, oh, that's low, you know, or bronze 3, that's low, you still know. You in your head, you can kind of put in your head, okay, I'm not getting lower than that. And you can kind of be happy about it in a weird way. And all you can do is go up. So then how it's going to work from then on, of what I've been told, is say you get the predominant, you know, after game 1, gold 5, or not gold 5, gold 4, because there's no division 5s anymore. Gold 4 is your minimum rank. Every single win that you do from then on is going to dramatically increase. I've heard the rumor it's double LP gains. So at the beginning of a season, usually you get about 30 LP per victory. So if you stay after game 1, it says you're going to be gold 4. That's going to be gold 4 0 LP. And at the beginning of a season, roughly you get about 30 LP per victory, because it really wants people to climb quick at the beginning of a season. So in your placement games, it's actually going to be giving you 60 LP per victory instead of 30. Obviously, all of this is in the background, but what that means, if you are gold 4 and then you win 2 games, you'll be near enough nearly gold 3, like high gold. Well, actually, you will be gold 3. You'll be high gold 3. If you win 3 games, you'll be gold 2. And if you win 10 games and your first initial placement after game 1 was gold 4, if you win all 10, you'd easily be platinum. Like, that's what I've been told is roughly what the system's going to be. And obviously, it's not going to be perfectly like that. It's just roughly that's what it's going to be. Now, I will say, just as a little tangent to high rating players, if you're a fellow Diamond player like me watching, this does put Diamond players in a little bit of a weird predicament, because, again, placement games are not for high-rating players by the basic concept of hard capping them. So if you're unaware, at the beginning of every single season, higher-rating players have a hard cap of Platinum 1. So you cannot get placed any higher than Platinum 1. It doesn't matter if you're Rank 1 Challenger in the previous season or Diamond 5, you only can get Platinum 1 as the highest rank. And obviously, in a brand new season, you have a kind of soft ranked reset. So it remembers what rank you were in the previous season, but it does kind of reset you a little bit. The weird thing that I'm kind of pointing out and thinking about is, let's say you have a Challenger player or a High Diamond player, Master player, and they do their first game. What happens if after placement game number 1, it tells a high rating player, your minimum rank is Platinum 1? Because that is already the hard cap for high rating players. Because if after game 1 you're already telling a high rating player your minimum rank is Platinum 1, isn't that a completely waste of time for high rating players? Like 9 games worth of wasting time, because they can't climb any higher than Platinum 1, and then after game 1 they're already being told they're in Platinum 1. To me, that's really weird. And again, I don't think there's any official announcement, and that's actually a question I'm going to put to Ed when I have my chat with him. It's like, isn't that a bit weird? Like, you know, 9 games that are completely wasted. Like, can't you do something like, if your minimum rank after game 1 is Platinum 1, can you just skip the placements and actually start climbing with LP? Because it's just 9 games of literally wasting your time. Unless he goes, oh yeah, no one is going to have a minimum rank of Platinum 1, which I doubt. Again, last year I got Platinum 1, and I think I went a neutral win rate, and I finished the season in Diamond 4. I'm in Diamond 3 right now, and if I have a neutral, I'll be Platinum 1, and I'm in Diamond 3. Think of a Diamond 1 player, or a Master player, or a Challenger player, they'll 100% get minimum Platinum 1. So to me, it's a little bit of a weird situation for high rating players, but again, that's only the top. Because really, a Diamond 5 player usually doesn't get Platinum 1. A Diamond 4 player is on the cusp of it. Really, this is only badly, I'd say, affecting Diamond 3 players and above. And that is the top 0.3% of the game. So it's not a big deal. I'm not saying it's a big deal. It's just annoying is all. So that's one change, is that they're changing the placements to tell you your rank, your minimum rank after number 1. And I think this is really good. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Next is the 3 splits. So next year, ranked is going to be divided into 3 splits. It'll all be in the encompass of Season 9. It's all Season 9, but you've got Season 9 Split 1, Season 9 Split 2, Season 9 Split 3. I think this is fairly welcomed, because again, like I mentioned earlier, all these changes are going to help the more casual player get into ranked. Right now, if you tell a ranked player, okay, you start playing ranked in January, late January, and then you say, okay, and then that player's like, okay, when do I get rewards? Oh, like December of the same year. So you start in January and you get the rewards in December, a year basically. That player who is a little bit casual will be like, what's the point? You know, like there's no instant feedback at all. So the 3 split idea is basically throughout the year, divide the ranked season into three 3-month periods. So if you start in January, you'll actually be given rewards in late March for like split 1. And then, every 3 months you're actually earning something. And again, Riot and even Skara made a video saying that League at the moment, and how it's always been, is that the player base spikes in rank at the beginning of a season and the end of a season, and there's a massive dip in the middle of a season because there's just no incentive to play. Where this is probably going to change is if you've got 3 mini seasons within the year, is that there'll probably still be spikes of player bases, but it's going to be times it by 3. So in split 1, it will spike month 1 and month 3. Month 2 might be a little bit of a lull, and that'll be the same for the other 2 splits. It's a lot better than having probably, in current day League does feel very grindy and very for probably about 3 or 4 months of the year. Probably about 3 or 4 months of the year right now of how League has been is that the first 2 months of the season are really exciting, and I'd probably say the last month of the season is usually exciting. So out of a 9-month season, only 3 of the months are actually exciting. Where the new split season, where, you need to get that rank to get this ranked armor reward and everything, where you're going to have triple the chance to do that, and you're going to have, way more players around you that are also doing that, hopefully then increasing the excitement of solo queue. So I think that's a good thing. I don't think that's a bad thing. And also just to kind of go off the point of rewards, while we're doing that, if you are getting rewards per split and stuff, is the rank rewards from Season 8 to Season 9. Again, don't feel like you haven't got them yet. It can take a few weeks because they are giving them out to millions of players. But they did make a change when it came to the ranked borders. So one of the biggest reasons that people wanted to get boosted and stuff like that was one for the Victoria skin, but also for the ranked border that you kept for the whole year. So you could get an account that's boosted to Diamond, then never touch ranked for the whole next year, but you'd have a Diamond rank for the Diamond border for the whole next year. Riot aren't doing that anymore. They've changed how the system works. So instead of it showing your past season rank when you're in the loading screen, it's actually going to be showing your current rank, and this will real-time update. So if one day you're gold, but you promote to platinum, your border will update to platinum. Right then. You don't have to wait for anything. The only thing that you'll be waiting for reward-wise is, what I'm aware, is the ranked armor. Is that your little badge, that thing can look more prestigious the more you play ranked within these splits and stuff like that. So your actual ranked border will be going to your current rank, and your past season rank, so where, how this change has been, that is basically going to a little small thing on your ranked, on your profile. Which, again, I'm not a massive fan of that. Like, I'm completely fine with the ranked border going to current rank, because obviously that is the most important thing. But I'd like if there was just a little bit more of a nod, a little bit like, okay, yeah, you were Diamond last season, somewhere in the loading screen. Again, my suggestion, let me know what yours would be, is on the ranked border itself, 2/3, so the top 2/3 of your ranked border would be your current rank. The bottom third would be your last season rank. So for me, I was Diamond last season, Season 8. In Season 9, let's say I get Diamond again. So the top would be Diamond and the bottom would be Diamond. But let's just say you were a Gold player in Season 8 and then you rank up to Platinum in the new season. Your top 2/3 would be Platinum and your bottom would be Gold. It would kind of merge into it. If you're unranked, it would go into nothing because you're unranked. I think that would be kind of cool. It would be interesting. And it is a lot more of a nod of, okay, you were Diamond as well last season. And again, if you got Challenger in Season 9, but you were Diamond last season, you have Challenger currently, it went down to Diamond, it would meld into Diamond. I think that would be pretty nice, to be honest, myself. But they're not doing that. But yeah, overall, the 3-split system, very happy about the 3-split system. And then really we go on to what arguably is the most controversial, obviously. Because, again, unanimously, I think everybody's in favour, relatively, of the changes so far. And obviously, yes, it does make the game open more to casuals. But even though casualifying a competitive game is a dangerous concept, I don't think those things are dangerous. The next thing, I think, is very dangerous, and that is role ranked. So role ranked, the premise of it is good, right? The general premise, everybody's like, oh, that could be interesting. But in actual reality, I think it's not going to work the way that it's intended. So the way that it's intended is, instead of having an overall rank that, whatever role you play, it goes into 1, you're going to have 5 ranks. So you're going to have 5 ranks, 1 from each role, and these ranks can be different, right? So you can have a mid lane rank, you can have an AD carrier rank, and you can be a gold mid laner, but then you can be a bronze AD carry, you can be different. And the idea and what Riot as I said and why they thought it was a good idea was, you know, most players in League aren't the same rating as all their ranks. They have one role that's better than everything else, and when autofill happens, you know, the game quality goes down because people are getting autofilled. The general premise of making a whole rank queue because they have to have an autofill, to me, is absolutely crazy. So the reason why they have to have an autofill is because there are certain roles in League that aren't very popular, namely support. Support is the kryptonite when it comes to people don't want to play it, especially in low ratings, because they think it's boring, they can't carry, blah, blah, blah. So we have to have a whole rank system because autofill exists. To me, just as a first point, is I think that's crazy. My point would be, why don't you just make the support role more fun and open to people rather than changing the whole rank system in total? That's a bit weird to me. But then the other premises behind it is basically what it's going to do is divide the player base even more when it comes to their skill. So right now, and by the way, this has also got worse. So a few years ago, when role ranked, even role selection in ranked wasn't a thing, the general player base was more skillful in more roles. So, you know, if you were a mid lane main back in Season 3, okay, yeah, you tried to get mid every game, but you couldn't. So you had to be okay at everything. A diamond player had to be good at everything because you could play anything. When the past couple seasons, when you could pick your two roles, the player base has got better at those two roles, but worse at everything else. So you're basically dumbing down the player base into be general League of Legends players. You're basically making them into one-trick role people, which I don't think is very healthy myself, but put that to the side. That's what the general premise is that they have dumbed down the player base into other roles, and the player base only plays one or two roles maximum because of that system was put in place. The role ranked is going to make this happen even more. So yes, you're going to be able to pick your mid or top lane role, but in reality, the vast majority of the player base is only going to care about one rank. That's it. They're going to only care about that one rank because, you know, they just want to get that golden mid, and then they have the ranked rewards and the Victoria skin for next season. So they really don't care about anything else. So when you put that player that only cares about mid on AD carry or jungle or top, do you think they're really going to care at all if they lose? And the answer to that is simply no. Will they care if they win? They'll be happy about they'll win because there is some splashing that is going on. So if you queue for mid lane and you get autofilled, but then you win that autofill game, you still get a little LP for your main role that you did queue up for, but it doesn't negatively affect that. So if you go queue as mid, you get autofilled, you end up losing the game, your mid lane doesn't get affected in any way. People won't care if they lose if they're not on their one main role. Thus, furthering divide of people caring about the rank they're on or not caring about the rank they're on. You're in promotion series, for an example. You're in promo for the first time ever to platinum. You then have a support or a jungler that is on a off role that they, you know, got autofilled. They don't care about that rank. You're in promo on your main rank. See how the contradiction comes? You really care. They don't. They're probably not going to try as much. A lot of frustration probably is going to come your way. Where in the current system, where even if you get autofilled, you're still affecting one rank, you're still going to care. You still have to care because it's affecting your one main rank. To me, that's just a disaster waiting to happen. Again, that's just one point that I'm very scared about. Thus, also, recently we also had the whole role selecting, champion select troll and everything. Again, just to make the point clear, because some people didn't get the whole, like, oh, what do you mean? He didn't steal your role. It's a form of trying to steal the role. Oh, give me mid lane? No. Okay, I'm going to go Disco Nunu. So it's either give me my role, or I'm trolling, or you have to dodge. It literally is role stealing. That's what it's for. That's going to happen more in the new system. So I had been told, again, this last time we spoke to a Set Magic, that if you swap with somebody, you're in champion select, and obviously you want to play something else and someone else, and you agree. So say you are given top, but you want mid, and the mid laner agrees to give you mid. Well, suddenly you're then playing mid. The system will detect you're playing mid, and then it will give you LP for mid lane. So what is going to stop people who only care about one role trying to steal mid? They're like, oh, I'm playing mid, you know, you play something else. I was given top, but I'm playing mid. It's going to happen way more because people are only going to be caring about that one role, and they're going to try and steal that role whenever they're autofilled. I can guarantee that's going to happen a lot more. And I will say, this is what I said earlier, is I did ask Sat Magic this question, and we're going to leave that on this video, and I'm sure we'll follow up when we have our chat. I was like, there has to be some form of report system in the champion select if you are thinking about doing role ranked. And he was like, we have no idea. We've spoken about it. We don't know what we could do. That worries the living hell out of me. Like, I'm going to be honest, that's crazy that you're doing a system that is basically going to encourage people only caring about one role, that is going to make people want to steal roles more, and you don't have an answer to it. That's crazy, right? Like, the thing, I was talking to him last night, and I was saying, so that person, the reason why I highlighted that person in my video, and he probably watched the video just to see what I was talking about, that Nunu troll, in Riot's eyes, didn't do anything. That, you know, to play Disco Nunu, that forced somebody else to dodge, that forced somebody else to get -3 LP, Riot doesn't know that happened. At all. The only way that they know that happened, if the game goes through, someone reports them, and they so happen to pick up on the report. That's the only way. So if people are making people dodge, Riot has no idea that's happening, because there's no report function in the champion select. And what I'm saying is, there has to be a report function in the champion select if you're going to do a role rank system that is going to be encouraging people to steal roles more. There has to be. And yeah, he didn't really... He said there's no plans or anything. So that worries me. And I will say, so role ranked is a very divisive thing. There's some people that are like it, you know, they like the premise of it, I think. But like, again, I like the premise of it. Will it increase game quality? Maybe, if all 5 people on your team and the enemy team have their main rank role. But if you have a few people autofill, it's going to decrease the game quality, because those people won't care about that rank. For the vast majority of the players in the player base, they won't care about that rank. I will, because I play multiple roles, so I'll care, but I'm one of the rarities. I've even been told that by Ed, who's the head of Ranked. I'm a rarity of somebody that plays 3 or 4 roles in Ranked fairly often. The average player plays 1 or 2, mainly 1. So, to me, it's a bit dangerous. And again, this system is not 100% happening, and what their idea is, and we can confirm it, and again, give me your opinions about it in the comment section, is they're going to be testing it in Split 1 of next year on certain servers. So like we said, there's 3 splits next year. So if you're on a US, you're on the NA, the bigger servers, you guys don't worry, we're not having it split 1. The servers that are smaller, that are less risk, like OCE, like Turkey, etc., they're going to be basically the guinea pigs. They're going to be the testers. And if you're wondering, if you're OCE, like, why us? Like, why wouldn't you do it on a US risk? So if they think, and, you know, with all the testing, I believe they probably do, they're probably going to lose players from doing this change. It's inevitable. People are going to hate it, right? It's a divisive system. Right now on OCE, you have roughly 150,000 to... It's like 150,000 to 180,000 ranked players, active ranked players. So it's not very many players at all. It's why OCE is not a great server. But if, say, 10% of the player base quits because of the system, well, on OCE, that is only roughly 15,000 players. If you do this test on EU West, for example, that has about 3 million ranked players, active ranked players, and then 10% of the player base leaves, you're having 300,000 players leave the game, which is more than the whole OCE server to begin with. So they're basically going to be testing it on less risk servers. So if you are somebody that is completely against it, my advice to you is be vocal about it when it goes on your server, is make a fuss. Be like, this sucks, this needs to go away. Be vocal about it, because that's what they're trying to collect. They're trying to collect data. But that's going to be it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Smash the like button, does help out the video. And yeah, we're going to be having our chat with Ed in about a week or so time. If you want to leave more questions on the QT, feel free to go over there and leave them. That's where I'm going to be getting them from. But yeah, like, subscribe, comment down below. See you guys next time. See ya.